Hi guys, it's me. Sorry about that little bit of a glitch we had there with the internet at the beginning of the show. It's like live theater. It's always something to get you amped up. But we're here now. Yay! We can't wait to celebrate the Scottsboro Boys tonight. I'm really, really excited. It is the first in our series of reunion specials. And this was one of the most impactful and most enjoyable shows that we have ever done at Theatre Raleigh in the 11 years that I have been the producing artistic director. So it seemed natural that this would be the first show that we would present in this series. And I have to tell you, we have the entire cast with us here tonight. Though the interface that we use for these live streamings can't have all 13, 14 people on the screen at once, I'm going to be bringing people on in groups, but everybody's going to get a chance to talk and chat and reminisce, look at video clips and tell some fun stories and talk about the impact that the Scottsboro Boys had on our community when we played in 2019. And I do want to start with showing you a little bit of a clip just to get everybody back in the mood and remember what an amazing show this was and what incredible talent that we had in this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Scottsboro Boys.
Hey, 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 look what you got to. Come on, gather around. Hey, 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 we won't be able to keep your toes from dripping, tapping over the ground. Sit back now, relax and get comfortable. Sad thoughts out of sight. Hey, hey, say hello to the next showman. Here to entertain you tonight. The cakewalk! Come and watch them sing and dance. Rowdy boys! Come and share their tears and joy. Come, this is your final chance to meet the Scottsboro Boys. Thank you, boys. Now, one more time. Now you can take your piano, and you can take your Santa Fe, and you can take your old Rock Island time and throw them all away. And if the Pennsylvania calls to say you want your money back, and if the New York Central's on the phone, tell them they're way off the track.
I love it so much. Oh, these faces. I'm so excited to bring out our first guest. You will remember them pretty much as the stars of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Jordan Lee is here with us. Hi,
Hey everybody.
Darius.
Hey
You want
Lawrence.
to unmute yourself? There you are. It's so good.
Can you hear me?
You no, you're good. You're good. I'm so happy to see you. Uh-huh.
Pretty
And
cool.
also, everybody probably remembers Jason Rath. Hi, Jason.
Hey y'all, how you doing?
So good to see you. And ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, David Robbins.
Oh, that's set up, David.
No games are being played.
Oh, you got some interesting vocals going on there, David.
We do.
Bullshit.
I don't know, but you sound like, I don't know, it sounds pretty kooky. You might want to. Well, why don't you work on that? And we'll talk with Darius and Jason. So, Darius, how are you doing up there in New York City? Jason, and of course, David, you guys too. But I know that you had just opened Ain't Too Proud, and like 2 seconds later, the virus hit, and you were on a temporary leave. You want to talk a little bit about that? Oh my God.
I know it's been a whirlwind. It just from the beginning, it's just been a dream come true. You know, the cast and company and just everybody involved has been so touching and so loving from the beginning, and it's honestly just been a blessing from the beginning. Even though we can't continue to perform regionally and on Broadway, just across the nation and worldwide, I just want everybody to be home and be safe.
Right.
You know. So aside just from being home, you know, I'm just thankful to just be able to do this, you know, to
Right
see
on.
you guys doing everything.
Well, that's part of
You know
what we
what I
want
mean?
to do is get people back together and give something to our patrons and celebrate the shows that we have done. And I, like you said, we want everybody to be safe, stay at home while while we're trying
We'll
to get past this thing. Yeah. Jason, how are you doing, sir?
Oh, there we go. I'm good. Yeah, I made it out of the city just to get out of some of that extra craziness. And so I'm out at my mom's place in Connecticut. So I'm at the beach and I'm having a surprisingly good time right now.
Nice. You got a good quarantine going on. You got a good people up there with you.
Quarantine space.
Nice.
But yeah, this whole thing is just crazy. I was supposed to be doing a job in Chicago at the Lyric Opera, which I told David about, and they got postponed. And the way that the opera world works is I don't have that job until 2022. Yeah. So it was a big, but it's good. I have a lot. It's nice to be out of the city, so I have the space to like have a backyard. My dog's here. I can just really sort of just relax and focus on how I'm going to get through this space.
Yeah. And as we know, theater and the performing arts will be there when we're ready to come back.
Right. It's just going to be a slow trot. People need it.
It is. David, how are you doing over there in the corner?
I'm good. Do I sound normal?
So much better.
Okay, I had to take off my AirPods. Maybe they're like messing it up.
Yeah, it's weird. The internet did not want to play nice with us today.
Not today.
Well, I'm really happy to see you guys. I appreciate so much that you all just sort of like, in the spirit of the love of the theater and the work you guys did on the show, just jumped at the opportunity to see each other's faces again. So let's talk a little bit about the show before we start bringing other folks on. I know our audiences loved so much the community conversation that was created around the show, but also the high entertainment value. I was so mainly interested in David and Jason. You guys were sort of outside of the 9 Scottsboro boys. How is that for you to play those roles where you went through the experience with the sort of as the troupe, but not the boys themselves?
Yeah, you definitely had an outsider perspective. So you sort of had that like West Side Story rehearsal process, like Sharks and Jets feel to it, where we were like among the crew in like terms of friendship and like bonds that we created. But every time we were on stage for those 90 minutes, it was always very startling to be always on the other side, always playing for the other team in such a way that was so against our nature.
Sure. Antagonizing them.
Right. And so it was definitely challenging, and it was probably for me at least the hardest part of the journey. All the characters and stuff is just technique. That part was really trying to overcome that internal struggle and feeling to be comfortable enough to be able to do those things.
That makes sense. What are you, David?
Telling these stories on the stage, usually I'm not in the position of the aggressor. And that was very difficult for me because you had to just go places mentally to accurately tell the story, beating up Darius, beating up all the other boys in Alabama Ladies. That was, you guys remember in rehearsal, David teaching me how to punch. So it was a very difficult process.
Yeah, and it must have been tricky, but you guys bonded so well. I mean, the whole crew, with Jerry and Moses, our dramaturg as well, everybody bonded so amazingly. And of course, David McClutchy, who you were talking about, who taught you how to fight. I'm going to be bringing them out in a second. As a matter of fact, why don't I go ahead and bring out Moses T. Alexander Green and David McClutchy as well. Hi, guys.
Hey.
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
It's so good to see
you.
Mo, David.
Hey,
It's great to see y'all.
I love this. I love this all happening right now.
Yeah.
This is awesome. It's so funny because I asked you guys to share a lot of videos and pictures and stuff. And one of the videos that someone shared, which I don't believe was one of you guys, but it was of David kicking Jason in the face like this. Look, there he is. Look, and kick. And one more time for good measure and kick. I love it. So David was not only our narrator, but you were also the fight choreographer. Can you tell us a little bit about that, David?
Oh, these guys were phenomenal to work with. Just absolutely fearless. And the importance of the message was just crystal clear from Jerry to Moses to every cast member. And layering on the violence on that bed of trust was seamless. And what a prince of a cast to work with, just top to bottom, every single person just gave their all. And when it came to the violence, trust is one of the hardest things to establish. And that was just a no-brainer with these gentlemen.
Well, and it really brought the truth to the story as well. And like how gritty it really was, even though it had this shiny veneer of show business, which also Moses, everybody knows Moses T. Alexander Green. Hello. And he was our dramaturg. And Moses, what you brought to the table was so important to really anchor these guys in the story, not only um, their current stories in their lives, but also the history of the piece itself.
Well, I'm grateful that Theater Raleigh allowed the actors to make certain decisions regarding the piece, so that they were validated both as performers of this show and also the characters that they were playing. And we know those characters didn't have those same choices. So it was an absolute joy to work with each of you.
Aw, I love that. Darius, what do you miss most about these fellas and these shenanigans that you guys had together?
All the beautiful faces I'm seeing right now, and all the beautiful faces that can't be on this interface all at once. Just bring the story to everybody, to the public, especially with your theater and Theater Raleigh being the first theater further south to ever produce that show. And
Very true.
I just miss just bringing that to the public and just always mentioning how these be forgotten, just sticking to the message.
Yeah, and we did so many talkbacks too, which was I think really rewarding and interesting to hear the reaction from the audience as well. Like you said, because we're so far south.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you three, Darius, Jason, and David, don't go anywhere, but I'm going to remove you from the stream for a minute so we can talk to some other guys, but you guys are going to come back. Okay.
Cool. All right.
All right. We will see you very, very soon. I'm like managing this whole multitasking. Thank you so much for being here, you guys.
It's a delight and a pleasure.
It's so exciting to have this, and I'm I'm trying to like show pictures and kind of manage this whole thing for the first time. This is a lot of information. I wish you could see the way my screen looks. But I was looking for this awesome picture of Dave. Look, aww. There's so many great pictures of you guys, like on opening night. And Moses, I had a really great picture of the two of us, but my eyes were closed, so I decided not to
use it.
I decided not to do that one, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring out a couple more of the Scottsboro boys. I'm going to bring out Chris Helton. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
And Gerard Williams. Hi, Gerard. And then last but not least, I'm going to bring out Cy Graham.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
How y'all doing?
Hi. Good.
How y'all holding up?
As good as can be.
Yeah, as good as can be, yeah.
Absolutely.
Looking for opportunities to perform, or are you looking to, just kind of keep yourself sane and, healthy during this time, I'm sure?
Both, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's been a little bit of both. Right when this all happened, me and Melvin were in rehearsals for Memphis at North Carolina Theater.
Yeah.
So that was a thing, and now it's just kind of been finding other ways to practice and hone our skills, I guess.
Yeah. I'll definitely say that for me, because of course, Lauren, we were doing But Not Buddy at Theater Raleigh when this all happened. And so that was a bummer for that not to be happening right now. But also, I had another show after that at Temple Theater that got postponed, and then Piece of Clay also. So it was a lot of that happening. So, but definitely still, doing audition tapes, things of that nature, same.
Yeah. And hopefully everything will be besides But Not Buddy, hopefully will be postponed, not canceled completely. Like
Oh
I
yeah.
know, Cy, we've got, Theater Raleigh's putting you to work this summer, not only at our summer
Oh
camp, but
yeah.
also in Piece of Play later on in the summer, which we are committed to making sure that we
I'm
produce both of
excited. Yeah.
those. So, but I did feel for you because I thought, oh man, Cy, all
Ah,
the
it's
things
all
he was doing
good.
at Theater Raleigh are like, oh, we have to push off.
It's okay.
But
I've got some other stuff happening.
no,
So
I know. Hey, listen, while I'm thinking about it, you should definitely make sure that you are applying for the North Carolina Artist Relief Fund if you haven't already.
yep.
Just making sure. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching tonight, please donate to the North Carolina Artist Relief Fund. And if you like the show you're doing tonight, please donate to Theater Raleigh, just for, because why not? I'm going to do a little fun ticker tape at the bottom, donate Theater Raleigh. We really want to have theater for you on the other side of this pandemic. And of course, you can donate also at the North Carolina Artist Relief Fund, because a lot of actors have lost the opportunity to work during this time. Gerard, I know that you were on tour, right?
Yes, I was on tour with The Color Purple, and we ended our tour in Florida right before we were getting ready to come to North Carolina, right before we were coming to DPAC to Durham. So yeah, it was a major letdown. But I'm still keeping hope. I just, like the other guys, still auditioning for shows, and still looking to keep myself sane. Going for a walk, singing, just keeping myself together. So, even though the tour is over, I'm still progressing and looking forward to the future.
Well, I sure hope that things like this will help you see the light at the end of the tunnel, that more opportunities for shows like the Scottsboro Boys are on the other side of all of this. And
Yes.
look at you guys. Look at this gorgeous group of people.
Oh
love it.
man.
I know, right? And
Oh,
then look
my
at
heart.
those. I know, and then some shenanigans on top of it.
My heart.
That was the top of the show, right?
Yes,
That
everyone
was
look-
top of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is definitely one of the shows that I look back on and I think to myself, like some shows you do and it's like, okay, that's over, I'm good. But this is definitely a show that I was like, I could have done this for a good while and been totally happy and fine with that.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear that. I think everybody would. And this, I wanted to show this too. This was the first day of rehearsal when Moses was giving us his dramaturgy talk, and you guys were bonding for the first time. Also, this was also the first night of rehearsal before we all dove in with Jerry there in the middle. And look at Cutie Pie, Michael Lasseter over there. I love that. He's going to be coming out in a minute. Okay, well, Moses, you're coming back to talk to us later. So,
I am.
Yeah, I would love for you to sign back on a little bit later in the show. Just go and look at that timesheet that I gave you, just to make sure you know when I want you to come back in and chat. Because I want you to be able to talk to Jerry, because Jerry McIntyre is coming on later.
Love it.
But okay, but I'll say goodbye to you for now. Not for,
Okay.
for now. Okay, so we'll see you soon, Moses. And Cy and Chris and Gerard, you'll stay here for a second. Okay, because we're going to bring out some other of your Scottsboro boyfriends. But David, it was really good to see your face. I hope
So
you're
good
doing
seeing
okay.
you.
And I know you're going to be
David.
working with us a little bit later too. So I can't wait to get back in the rehearsal room with you again.
I'm
But in the
looking forward to it.
meantime, I hope you and your family are safe and healthy. So thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Lauren. Great seeing you guys.
See you,
Great
David.
to
Thanks,
meet you,
David. Okay, so let's bring out Michael Lasseter. Oh, hey.
Hello.
Hey, look
And,
Hi.
What's up, Michael?
What's
and
up?
we have Tyrone Kiaku. Hi,
Hello.
guys.
What's up, Tyrone?
It's like I'm shuffling you guys around.
Right.
I wanted to show this little video, which I thought would be really, really fun, of Michael in rehearsal and then Michael in performance. Let me make sure I can find it. Oh gosh, I've just said it, which one it was, and now I might not get the right one. Well, I'm going to show a video, so it'll be a surprise. See which one it is.
Don't hover like that. Don't sit there and cry. It's not every guy gets to light up the sky. What a fabulous way, a fabulous way to die.
Wow.
Isn't that fun to watch that again? Michael, how was it working with all these adults and you being the only child?
It was fun actually. I got a lot of notes from the older people, the older guys I worked with in this show. I took a lot of stuff down. It was pretty fun, honestly.
Like they gave you a lot of notes like, hey, you could do this better, or they were like inspiring.
It was
Like they
like
were
it
so
was
awesome.
inspiring. It was fun. I was like, oh, it's like this. I can work with people all the time then. So it was pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, they just really took you under their wing too, and
Right.
you are an old soul, I would say. So you were able to keep up big time.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
age appropriate. Everything motivational.
Right. Yeah. All fun.
But Michael would say like such like deep stuff sometimes, and it's like, wait, aren't you like 13? It threw me off.
Yeah.
That is so funny. I know he acted like an adult. You probably forgot a lot that he was a mere child. Tyrone, how are you doing, sir?
Hi, I'm great. How are you guys doing?
Well, I've seen you a bunch, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I was just in the play, but not Buddy, but it got canceled. And we did Ragtime. I've been seeing you this whole like since Scottsboro,
You and I are like this. We're like
Yes.
that.
Yes, please.
What do you miss most about the show, Tyrone?
I think just the people on the show, the actors I got to connect with, because it's not every day that you get to do a show with that many black men all in one space. So that was very magical for me. And I don't know, these guys are just so talented and amazing and friendly and inspirational and also motivational. It's a group of great bunch of guys.
Yeah.
So I've always leaned on them even after the show for support, and they've helped me, they've given me advice. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have sort of forged the way. I know you're thinking about moving to New York and, pursuing the professional career. So for you and Michael and, anybody else who's been able to do that sort of side by side with New York actors and local actors, I mean, each and every one of you is equally as incredible. It's just, sometimes people are ahead of you in the trajectory. That's all, right? And it's nice to know that if you do go to New York, you'll have friends there already.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Always
awesome.
a friend's couch to crash on for auditions.
Right on.
Always a couch, yes.
Exactly. Well, do you guys have anything else to say to each other? Any fun backstage stories you want to tell?
Oh man.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot. We would just like talk, laugh all the time. Honestly, it was real fun, and it was crazy how we like a few minutes before we went on stage, we were like back before the doors open, dancing and whatnot, and then we just instantly.
Yeah, that's one thing I always remember. Like like the second before the doors open, we were just all very much ourselves, and then like immediately in character, and it's so in sync too. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, I agree. It was I was listening to the music earlier, and it was the beat of that drum with the tambourine that kind of got everyone in the zone, and then it was like you were really on board, and from there you just kind of were telling the story.
Yeah, and then all the handshakes that Darius made up, had one with Michael, had one with me. It was a lot. It was fun.
Yeah.
When I would give the curtain speech before the show, you guys always did a circle. You always circled up and bonded together before the show, and that was so powerful. That was really cool to watch you guys do that because you knew you were going on a journey together.
Yeah, and it was such a journey. One thing Tyrone I always think about is, I mean, most people probably realize that they saw the show that we really didn't leave the stage once it started, but near the end of the show, there were some moments where we actually had some time off stage, and right before the final number, we're all kind of getting into our coat and tails, and Tyrone was always doing my makeup while I was putting on my gloves, and it was just always a moment, to kind of each other right before we ended it every night. So that was awesome to remember.
I love that.
One of my favorite magical moments backstage was usually on Mondays I would do like my Instagram Monday melody where I just do an inspirational song, and the guys actually sang a song with me. Like we learned it all on the spot and sang it together, and so like that's something I will never forget, that they joined me in sending out inspiration to my Instagram family.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah,
I would say that you guys pretty much inspired a lot of people, not only each other, but the audiences, the Theater Raleigh audiences. Everybody says when they when we write in surveys and we talk to people, that it just was one of the most meaningful shows that we had done. And I think you changed a lot of hearts and minds and really inspired and opened people's, viewpoints up, which was just amazing for me to be a part of that and to host that. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
also want to say to the viewers, if you are watching, please, please, please write in and ask questions. If you have any questions, we're going to be trading the guys in and out a little bit, but we would love to hear from you if you have any questions. But I'm going to try to bring out some other folks. So Chris, Gerard, and Cy, I will go ahead and say goodbye to you guys for now, but keep watching on YouTube and see your other friends, and we will we send you so
Bye,
much
guys.
love. Okay, guys,
See
thank you.
y'all.
Stay healthy, stay safe. Bye. And okay, hey, now I get to see your big faces. We are gonna bring out, let's see if you can guess. Who's this guy? Oh, hey, Trey. Who's this guy? Just thought I'd surprise you. Hi, Trey, so good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm so good. I like your beard.
Oh, thank you. I wanted to give you quarantine realness right now.
Yeah.
So this is
either a full-grown beard or like a shaved head. That's what most people are doing.
It was definitely bigger than this, but I had to do a self-tape, so I had to cut it down. But yeah,
you're gonna have to reel it in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is Melvin Gray.
Melvin.
Hey y'all, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay. I always get stressed out about this type of stuff. I'm like, God, I hope everything's working and whatnot. Trey, you had me. Trey, you had me.
I feel your nervousness. My heart is about to pop out of my chest right now.
Wait, why are you so nervous?
I don't know. I have no clue, but I am. I think it's the people watching. I could not tell you. It's also, I haven't seen these guys in so long, so it's like a good nervous.
I think it's excitement, right? It's
okay, we'll go with that.
Let's do this again.
Yeah, the adrenaline.
It is.
Nerves and excitement, there's such a fine line, right? Especially performing.
Yeah, I like that definition.
Well, it's just what you call it, I say. You say nervous, I say excited. How are you two fellas doing?
We're good.
Yeah,
we're good. Hanging in
do you
there.
miss playing ladies? Do you miss casting yourselves in all the different roles and playing ladies?
I miss playing opposite of Trey.
Literally, I was about to say the same thing. Look,
right. It's such a mess. You can't
rather than this role show with anybody else but Melvin, by my side. So
right, and we said that too. We're like, we cannot be the other person not being there just because we just clicked so quick.
Instantly,
and I just I remember when Jerry, we were getting ready to do Alabama Ladies, and Jerry was like, all right, you two staying here, we're gonna do Alabama Ladies. And I was looking at Trey and I was like, oh my God.
Here we go.
We did it together, and
we held it down for sure.
Yeah.
You guys were amazing. I mean, I'm gonna roll a little tape now. Cross your fingers that I know which one is the right one. Okay, it's gonna be so lame, but if it's the wrong one, I'm just gonna get out of it and I'm gonna try a bunch of different ones.
All right, let's do it.
I think it's this one. Let's see. Fingers crossed.
We're only two true Alabama ladies, loyal daughters of a solid South. As you can see, when you set your gaze upon us, even butter wouldn't melt in our mouth. And then a Negro threw himself upon me. I can still smell his hot black breath. Another Negro grabbed me by the boobies, so it scared me half to death. Another Negro opened up his trousers and I struck him like an alley cat. And then it is not true. It is the opposite of true. It is a lie. Oh, Nelly, hold the phone. Little Ruby wants it known that it's never too late, never too late, never too late to atone. And so despite my raving ranting, I'll tell the jury I'm recanting. I lost my head and lied when I was a youth. Back then I was a homely phony,
but now I change my testimony. May all my Johns drop dead if that ain't the truth. You'll see I just undid a blunder, and now I stand a cockeyed wonder. Who made a joyful noise?
Free these innocent boys.
Yeah.
Melvin!
I miss playing that so much.
We should really do like a reunion. Like we need a reboot. What is it? When they like bring the shows back, my mind is going.
Revival.
Or revival, yes.
Yes.
Scottsboro Boys revival.
I'm
about
telling
it.
you. It would sell. You know what is so amazing about that clip? But you guys were so funny and so like but you didn't put on girly voices. You sort of had this great mix of you knew you were playing a part, yet it was so like honest and real. And Melvin, you were just so lovely. I just loved everything about Ruby. She was so sweet. You her little delicate hands.
I was living
and
every.
just the handkerchief choreography, and I don't know.
Jerry was very specific about that choreography.
Oh my god, the handkerchiefs
choreography.
Oh yes.
I'll never forget. Like I think it was the night that we were recording Trey. We were doing Alabama, Ladies, and somehow in the midst of the choreography, Trey knocked the handkerchief out of my hand, and somehow I managed to snatch it out of the air. And
it was the smoothest thing in the play. I remember the exact moment. And I was like, "Oh, his handkerchief is in the air." Okay, Melvin, you caught it. Good job. Let's keep going.
It's like it was meant to be.
Right. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, you guys were so funny and so crap. Like Trey, what I don't know if it was on that video, I can't remember, but I watched a lot of clips over the last couple of days editing this stuff together for tonight's show. But you did a whole like body roll as you came up. I was like,
that one moment, I wanted to make it believable. He was like, make sure you look at David and Jason, and I said, okay.
Trey was so funny. Trey was so funny in every scene he was in, to the point where like even rehearsals or on stage, I almost would like break every time because he's dumb. He's stupid funny. He's stupid funny. He's so good.
Oh my God, Michael!
The best type of funny.
We had so much fun, literally on and off stage. Like there's no other words.
Oh my God, Michael Lassiter, what did we put you through? Was your mom just like,
oh, poor Michael?
Well, Michael was the one, he would be calling out people all the time. Like,
I'm not going to take that. I am going to keep that spirit of shadiness. I am not shady, guys.
Michael would put us in our place sometimes. Grown adults. He would like tell us off.
Can I just show you a picture? This is hilarious. He said he's not shady, but can I just show you this picture of opening night right now? Look at this.
I was not ready. I was not ready.
He's stone cold. He was like,
I wasn't ready.
I mean, let's look at it again.
It looks real intentional, Michael.
I wasn't ready. I promise I was smiling the whole night. I just wasn't ready then.
I don't know. I think that's what I call throwing shade.
Hello.
And it is.
He is the prince.
God, that is so funny. I love it so much. Well, I just love seeing you guys so much. And the other thing I wanted to say about listening to all these clips is the vocals are so good. How do you find, first of all, finding men to be like awesome dancers, actors, and singers in Raleigh? It's really hard to find grown, anyway, I digress. But I always sometimes find it more of a challenge, but this group sang so amazing together. And you were all amazing dancers and incredible actors. It just felt like it was lightning in a bottle. I was like, yes, where do these people come from? It's just incredible. I mean, and Tyrone, I'm going to show a clip later of one of the other parts of the show, and your voice just rings through so beautifully. And
thank you.
It's just, mwah.
Thank you. I went through the I had went through Jerry McIntyre's boot camp at Kinky Boots, so I think I was a little bit ready. So yeah.
Well, I
You were
just felt,
ready. He was ready.
yeah, you guys were
Yeah.
amazing. It just blew me away every night and then reminded me again how lucky we were to have all you guys. It's just an incredible, incredible, stellar group of people. So, I mean,
Yeah.
thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I'm gonna
Thank
bring
you.
on, you know, the man himself, ladies and gentlemen, Jerry McIntyre.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
hey, speaking of.
Yes, hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
It's crazy because all of you are like frozen on my screen.
Oh.
So I'm like, huh. But
Oh, no.
I see your faces and I miss you guys so much.
We miss you
We
more.
miss you too, Jerry.
It's so unbelievable because we've been sitting in this for a long time of not seeing people and not creating much.
Mm-hmm.
So watching the things that we did, and we did a lot of stuff from like 5 to 11
In a short time.
You know what I mean? It was like that thing that we did that was so unbelievable, and it changed my life. And that's the thing that's missing now.
Yeah.
You know, being quarantined and can't do anything, and all the shows are canceled or postponed. It's like, I miss art.
I know.
I miss
And
art.
making those connections with people and
Yeah.
how you get so intertwined. It's so true.
It's so, I mean, and Lauren, I mean, I have to always thank you because about the gift, you know, because Lauren just said, you know, we're thinking of doing Scottsboro Boys. You want to direct? I'm like, absolutely. It's such a gift. I mean, the show is already such a gift. And the fact that you had the wherewithal and the foresight to see that, you know, your theater needed that is really amazing.
Well, you know, it is such a powerful piece, and thank you, Snaps.
Yes.
But, you know, I never shy away from a challenge, and I just love this piece so much. It is something I think is really important to talk about, and it just was also the way it all came together with the people involved, starting with you, Jerry, and adding Moses as well, and then getting this incredible cast together. It just, you know, the pieces fell into place so beautifully, and it completely outdid any of my expectations that I could have ever dreamed of, and because of the way you guys came together to do it as a team.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was just get out of the way and just let the magic happen.
It was so great. The thing about you being brave made everyone else want to be brave.
Oh, that's nice of you to say that.
You know, because it's hard to do in Raleigh. You know, you were like, yeah, let's do Scottsboro Boy in Raleigh, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
I mean, that's brave.
You know, I actually think that our patron base, I knew they were going to love it. I knew that it was going to be good. You know, we have a very smart, discerning base of people who love what we're doing. So, and they love to be challenged. And the conversation around our world and all that, I think was perfectly picked and beautifully, you know, part of what they wanted. So it really was just a matter of responding to what the audience wants as well. So yay. I'm glad that it worked out though too. And again, like I said, the talent was just top notch.
The talent. I'm looking at the videos going, oh my God, I was so mean to these guys.
But you cracked that whip.
He did crack that whip, honey. He cracked it. I'm still healing.
It's so beautiful though. Like it was like when we came to rehearsal, we were like, it's time to work. We can still joke around everything, but it's time to work. And Jerry McIntyre, he is not coming to play these games. He is working at.
Yeah, I love that so much. Well, I'm going to bring in some other folks. So as I'm trading folks in and out in the shell game, Michael and Tyrone, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys for now, but hope you'll keep watching on YouTube. And it was so good to see your beautiful faces, okay?
Bye, guys.
Okay, we'll
Bye,
see
good
you
to see your
soon. Oh, my God, the cutest. Hey, Jason Rath
Oh,
is back.
Jason!
Hey. Just bringing people in, taking them out, bringing them in.
Your
I
hair
wanted.
is short.
Yeah, I had a mishap doing the quarantine cut, so I just had to take it all off.
Oh,
no!
What do you
I got
mean?
it down, and I was like, "This looks crazy," so I just shaved my whole head.
Oh no! Well,
You don't look bad. Yeah, I do miss the hair though.
You look very.
It don't look bad. It grows. It
For
grows.
those, yeah, I was gonna say I was looking so desperately for one of the early pictures. I think I already showed of your like this is
from the first day, the craziest one.
And we have pictures from when we were. Oh, your hair's up in a top knot there. That's when we went to
Yeah,
the
it's back.
African American Cultural Museum.
Yeah.
Here we go. This is you guys out on the town with shenanigans. Hi, hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, high hair.
Just
Wow.
sideshow Bob.
Look at that night. Oh my gosh.
Killing it.
That looks like boxcar to me. It was a boxcar.
Definitely was. That's.
And we were about to go get our cars or something, and he came out of the car. And I was like, what's going on? He's like, oh, this is my hair. I'm like, I've never seen your hair like that.
I always had it pulled out auditions and stuff.
Yeah, you had the braids. You were rocking those braids like this. You and Melvin went, I think, car racing one day. And Trey.
Oh my God.
OGs! Look at the OGs!
That album artwork.
I love that.
Oh God.
That's a shout out to Rush Hour Karting.
That was effort. That was choreography.
A lot of trial and error.
I was looking real crazy. I was like, I don't know how to stand like this.
Just hard. Come on, Melvin, be hard.
I don't know who it was, but they're like, you just bite your lip or do something. I was like,
oh, it probably was David. It probably was David.
Amazing.
Oh God.
Bite your lip or do something. That is ridiculous.
What I have to say is I stole one of the lines from the show that I use to this very day. I don't know if it's really appropriate, but it's one of your lines, Trey. It's like, I am a white woman and I expect to be treated as such.
Do you say it in public?
It's amazing. It works anywhere, really. Kills me every time. I give you credit, though, Trey, because you did.
Thank you. Love you.
All right, you guys. I'm going to bring on our friend Juwan Cofield to say hi to everybody.
Look at Juwan.
I got things going on, man.
You look good.
Hey, listen, I got to do something with it. It's getting rough out here in these streets.
No, don't tell me. Look, I know.
You see my post in the chat? I sent you a Zibaha.
Yes, Zibaha.
What does that even mean?
You know,
I forgot all about that.
So I'm like 5, 6, 7, 8. A Zibaha. You know, the people understand it. It's like onomatopoeia. You understand what I'm talking about.
I've never taken a dance class in my life. I had no idea what you were talking about.
I know. But Jason would always just look at me and be like, I would say to him, tell them what that means. Just
you become versed in Jerry McIntyreese, as I like to say.
Jason would give me English.
English, not English at all.
That's what it is. That's definitely what it is.
Jason be like, yeah, move your left foot here, then your right foot there. Oh, that.
I'll break it down real quick.
Juwan, he was just always mad at me. He was looking.
He had the moves. You nailed it, Juwan.
I'm like, wait a minute now, because he's a holdout. You know, they hold out to like opening. I'm like, what?
I was the old man in the bunch. I was like, listen, my feet don't do this naturally. You got to slow it down.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe it either. Here, let's watch a little bit of rehearsal. This is Darius rehearsing, I think. Hold on. Here we go.
I ain't done nothing, but I'm going to die. You're nothing but.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's some amazing staging you got there.
You guys, that is literally one of my favorite things that you guys did. It's when you guys are all in the back and you're 4 counts behind, and it finishes at the end. That just gorgeous. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, that was beautifully staged. So good. I was hoping that Juwan was going to do a few more like high kicks, but that didn't.
he was
I wouldn't have made it open tonight.
I'm going to replace Jason. You're going to come back later and chat a little bit more. So I'm gonna say goodbye to you for a second and bring in Aya Wallace, bless her heart, the female that had to put up with everybody. Okay.
Yes, she did.
Jason, we'll see you in a minute. And Aya, welcome to the stream.
Hey, everybody!
Our lady.
Hi. Oh my God.
We miss you too.
Hi, girl.
Hi, Jerry.
Oh, I miss you so much.
Let me tell you, I was like, I'm gonna cry. I've been watching and I'm just like, I gotta get on here and like compose myself because I was about to cry just listening and seeing everybody. But y'all know I'm an emotional person anyway. So
how did you put up with these guys?
Oh my. No, it wasn't even putting up at all. Like it was a pure joy. Like the laughter, like that's what you needed at the end of the day before, in the evening when we did our shows, like that's what you needed. Because, they were who I needed because they were just a joy to work with. And the show was just awesome. It was just awesome to be among all of them and all of the talent. It was. I was not putting
it was stupid good talent, including you, my friend. And how crazy was that you were such an integral part of the show, yet you were silent for most of it, and then had such an impactful scene at the end. I mean, what was that like for you to be sort of an observer, sort of the one that conjured all of it as well?
So I took my role as an audience member. And I had discussed this before, but it was like throughout the show, I had several different roles within my mind and hoping that they would project outwardly. But towards the beginning, it was like, I'm a part of the audience. And then as time went through the show, it was like, oh, wait, these are my brothers. Oh, wait. And then it was like, just so many characters were coming up. And then I had my final character, even though I am the lady in the show, you find out who that lady is at the end. And to portray her in that way was just an honor. I did a lot, they were like, well, what dress are you going to wear? And what does she look like? And so I would look at pictures of her and I was like, okay, I got to wear my hair like this because, this is, who that lady was at the end. To portray her outwardly, but also to make sure that I projected who she really was at the end. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was beautifully
so
performed.
Gorgeous, and the fact that when we saw you audition and that you could really dance. I remember pulling you out by yourself. It's like that. Watch this. This is how
I remember that.
You remember that? So it gives me so much more to do, as a lady, because she's everywhere and she's like a temptress and she can sing and dance and act. It's amazing. You were the very best.
Yeah, I think you utilized her more than most productions do because of her ability to hold stage and to dance and to be that thread that, sort of brought it all together. It was cool. It was really
and
cool.
Signs. I know how to do signs.
And you really flip those signs.
Yes, indeed.
It was a very big responsibility, and you nailed it.
He was like, I know it looks simple, huge. Huge.
Those signs teetering on that tiny little
like a whole.
That's on stage right there. Oh dear God!
Yes.
What are those signs in at this point?
It was almost a disaster every night.
5-minute process. that was a process. Like right before the show, the stage manager, Lanisha, she and I would like sit there and go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like it was a practice. Because don't let those signs be out of order. No.
No. No. Look, there you are on opening night. You're so gorgeous. Look at you, lady. Love it. And there's the whole crew. Such a great group of people. I love it so much. Yes.
Okay, that whole process was so much fun, man.
It
I know. And Juwan, I've gotten to work with you a number of times after that. Yet another person on the stream who was in Bud Not Buddy when the world came crashing down around us.
Oh my God. Broke my heart. Broke my heart. Because that was another really, I think,
special show.
Another powerful, meaningful piece.
Yeah, it would have been. And maybe there's a way we can bring it back once we're getting back into the swing. I certainly hope so.
Yeah, please. And by the way, who's ever watching right now, if you have like any money, use your whatever, your unemployment, because you got that extra money. Donate to Theater Raleigh, you guys, because I'm telling you the things that I'm not lying. I met Lauren when she was like 7, and she was so talented. And then all of a sudden, she's my boss, and she's still that lovely, tenacious woman that I adore. And she wants to change some stuff. So let's change some stuff. If you have any money, just give a little money. It'd be fantastic.
Jerry, that is so nice of you to say that. That's really fun. And it's true. I did meet Jerry, not when I was 7, but 19. And he was singing and high kicking his little face off. It was so fun.
When I saw your mom and dad, like the last time, Dad was, of course, is like, hey, it's so good to see you. You've gained some weight.
Oh, my Lord.
You know, I love it. It's so
KD. He'll say whatever he thinks.
Oh, my God. And how long? I mean, that was a long time ago.
That was, I'm not afraid to age myself. That was 1993 or 4. Yeah, some of these children were not born yet.
I think I was just born.
What is
it?
The
old man was in middle school, so.
But Jerry, I mean, the fact that like you took my call and I just randomly was like, hey, remember me? Hey, Mayor of Broadway, Jerry McIntyre. And you just were immediately like, yes, I'm in. Let's go. Let's do this. So game, so ready to create something awesome. And it's those kind of relationships and like the bravery, like you said, just ready to dive in and ready to do good work is why Theater Raleigh is, why we're able to do this kind of stuff, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And I remember the opening night after it was like, after the blackface moment and the company walks off stage and it's just Ava and David on stage and he's like, I'm gonna sit here and rest my feet. And then there's like a drum thing and a blackout. And that's the end of the play. The audience said nothing.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, oh, this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what we did, what we created in that whole evening is speechless. I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
It was the one that I can't think of another opening that I felt that way. When no one clapped.
It was shocking.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it was like.
And I think people needed a minute to take it in.
Process.
Yeah.
Process. And I want to just say, publicly in front of everybody watching, in front of cast members, thank you to you, Lauren, and to you, Jerry, for the vision of even allowing this to happen. Because, Lauren, you're familiar with the South, with North Carolina. That was dangerous territory. That was really dangerous territory to step out on and say, we're going to do this, And you spoke to that. We spoke, Jerry and yourself spoke to that bravery before, and we're appreciative of that. And Jerry, your vision to bring it all together, to make it the work of art that it became, it was incredible. I don't have the words to express how important and how incredible the entire process was. So I'm eternally grateful to the both of you, as well as my castmates and stage crew and everything. But I just want to express to the both of you how grateful I personally am for that.
That's so nice of you to say that.
Thank you.
And it's the trust that you guys had in each other that really made it possible, I think,
Yeah.
you know, and
Absolutely.
everybody was like, we're telling the story together, and you held hands every night and you went out there and you told the story. Incredibly bravery. Talk about bravery. And yeah, it was an honor. It's absolutely one of the most rewarding things that I've ever done in my entire career, not just at Theater Raleigh, but my entire career. So, you know, I know we all are grateful for each other, and that's why we're doing this thing tonight, so we can see each other's faces and talk about it. And yeah. Anyway, I just love it so much. I wanted to, before I let Trey and Melvin go and bring David Robbins and Jason and Darius back in, I wanted to show folks a little bit about how the set was created, and you know, show some pictures, some renderings. Like this is how the set was drawn originally. Chris Bernier, who's our technical director.
Wow.
Great.
He drew that, and then he created this beautiful model. There you can see that in the middle of the screen, which was so exciting. And then you could see it all come together for real. There it is in the Kennedy Theater, and lit up and all beautiful. It's just, I thought it'd be really fun for the audience to see that creation. It's so fun. And then also, Dorothy, what did you say?
Where's the sheet?
Oh, the sheet.
Oh,
I didn't get a good
God.
picture of the sheet. Remember that sheet gets tied up sometimes, and people
With
are like,
Michael's face print in it.
Blackface prints on it. Yeah.
we're gonna move right past that. But I also want to give a shout out to our costume designer, Dorothy Austin Harrell, who made these gorgeous renderings, which I thought were so awesome.
Amazing.
She is just such a beautiful artist. So much artistry went on behind the set, behind the scenes as well. You know, of course, we know on the stage itself with you guys, but we have some amazing artists backstage who are also out of work right now and trying to figure out how that is going to pan out for them. But we're grateful to have them. Melvin and Trey, so grateful to have you guys tonight. Trey, I hope I'm going to
Thank
see
you for
you
this.
soon.
Look, I'm fingers crossed. Prayers
thank
up.
you so much.
We're planning to move forward with all of our shows, including you know what, wink wink, with you and me. Just to let you know.
I'll see you soon.
So I'm hopefully going to see you soon. And Melvin, love you, sweet man. I'm going to see you soon too. Okay.
Let's get that revival going, please.
Yes, you guys, revival, Scottsboro Boys.
Oh yeah,
2021. It's on.
I'm about it.
Okay, bye guys. Love you both.
Bye.
Still coming on.
Yeah, so we have let's see who's coming back on. We have Jason's back and Darius is back. Hey guys.
Yes.
And we're also going to bring David Robbins back out too. I'm going to save some shenanigans for the end because I have some really incriminating video of him. I can't wait to share.
Oh Lord, I'm nervous.
No, it's not incriminating at all. It's just lots of fun. But I also, before we get chatting with you guys, there was one more video I wanted to roll for our audience. And again, let's just hope it's the right one. Everybody fingers crossed. Here's our beautiful cast singing together. Not that one. Not that one at all.
Don't you miss the sight of willows dripping on a balmy southern day? Don't you miss the taste of tulips sipping as you while that day away? And in the kitchen, Mammy's pulling pork, baking ribs, shucking corn. Tell the truth now, don't you bless the Alabama morning you were born.
I mean, come on.
I mean,
Come on. Now, archive recordings never sound very good. Let's just be real. But y'all's vocals are outrageous. Like that is so stunning.
So they
Shout out
worked
to Joe.
so hard too.
It's all because of Joe.
Shout out to Joe.
Joanna Lee, give a shout out to Joanna Lee. She
Yes.
killed it. You guys, though, it sounded like that every night. It was so amazing.
Yeah, it's you looking back at it's really a hard gig for that cast. It's really hard. Like you have to be a triple threat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can't do the show unless you're a triple threat. Amazing.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm saying. We lucked out with you guys so much. I just was blown away when I was revisiting all this video footage over the last couple of days. I mean, I knew it. I knew how amazing you guys were, but it was really fun to revisit this and look at those pictures and walk down memory lane with you guys.
Can I say something about that?
Yes,
that song?
please.
I always talk about my kid, my son. He came to a show one day and he's in chorus. And after the show, he was like, I wonder if we can sing that song in chorus. And I was like, oh, no, you can't sing that song in chorus. But just the fact that he was inspired by seeing African-American men singing in that fashion, I think it's just inspiring for him. And I'm sure, others that were out there in the audience, but that was just a good thing for the show. Is the inspiration that it gave.
Yeah, the representation, just seeing himself up there is awesome, and strong too. People claiming their lives and taking control, which I loved. And yes, he couldn't sing that song in chorus. That would be not cute. That's why I cut it right where I did. But I just it was so gorgeous. But that's what's so crazy about it. It's so haunting and gorgeous. It lulls you into it, and then it's like message, and you're like, well, I feel it. I got it now. Yep.
I don't think they would play that in Glee.
No.
Well, that was like when we sang at the mall. Y'all were like literally gathered in the corner right before chopping and cutting it down so that you didn't really get into the
Yes. I remember those conversations. Like, it's the mall. No one's going to be really listening, right? Well, cut. That's a beautiful story, Aya, and I'm really glad that you said that. That means a lot. I mean, I think to all of us, and that's why we do theater too, right? Is to inspire and give people something to look and aspire to. I think it's really awesome.
And the thing that I love the most about, I think this is the show that I've had the most conversations with the cast with, because it's so touchy, and there's a lot of stuff, and there's a conversation about blackface, and Lauren and I had it, and it's like it's a lot of stuff, and you're telling a story, and we're so naked as African Americans, and this is our story. So I was just my thing was that I remember was like, we have to be in charge of the show. Oh, we're in charge of everything. We have to be in charge. We're letting you in. It's our secret, and we're going to let you watch our secret. And I think that's why we all got together, and with Moses and David with the fight choreography, that we all were always having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
About what do you think about, because if you don't want to do that, if you feel weird about it, you don't want to do it, it has to be unanimous.
Right.
I think that's why this production was so special.
Yeah, and like Moses said, we had agreed at the top, if one person didn't want to do it, felt uncomfortable, we wouldn't have done it. You know, it had to be a group decision, and so everybody could own their own decision about it. So that was neat. I really wanted Moses to come back on. Moses, if you're watching on YouTube, sign back in, because we want to say hi to you again. And I also am going to bring David back out. So let's say Jawan and Aya, we'll say goodbye to you for now. And we'll see you soon. I know I'll see both of your faces soon. At least I hope. I miss you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. What?
Thank you so much. This is so great. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
I love you all. Miss you so much.
Love you more.
Love you, Aya. Bye. Okay, I love that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring David Robbins back in. Hello, sir.
Hey, do I sound
There he
okay?
is.
Still there.
You are good. Moses has heard my call and he's signed back in. I'm going to bring him out in just a second. Yay! I love it so much. Before I do, I wanted to show a fun picture of look at these two fellas.
Oh, look at us.
These two guys running the
Love
show, just like setting the standard from the
Love
get-go. Yeah, love birds. I love it. And then this was a fun one. Nice shirt, David.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fun. I love that. Now I want to give you guys well, it's mainly David because I love David. You always said that you had no chill. That's one of my favorite things I ever heard you say. You're like, I have zero chill. And you did an Instagram takeover one day that was just my favorite, and I just need to show it really quick.
David, we're gonna be late.
Why do you always do this? Ooh, girl.
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, David, what's up?
Once in every show.
Please stop.
Just the ridiculous. What is the matter with you?
I just come up with these ideas and I just like, I have to do it. It's hilarious.
What did you did something to me? I read it. What did you do to me, David?
Huh?
You came up to me and you said something like, something.
Oh my God. Okay. So for those of y'all that don't know, Jerry was in the original Broadway cast of Once on
Oh, who doesn't know that?
I was?
And I just went up to him and I was like, Jerry, I didn't even tell him what I was going to do. I was like, I'm going to do something and just react normally. He's like, okay. And so his line is the Satan of the baton. And I just did it.
You're nuts.
And he came up to me and I literally walked out of the room. What's going on with you? You're crazy.
You are crazy, David. I love it so much. I wanted to circle back around to our good friend Yolanda Raven was watching, and she asked if there was anything you guys could have done differently or chosen.
I'm not hearing nothing.
Uh-oh. Are you still there? She wanted to know what you would have done differently. Is there anything you would have done, changed about your performance now that you have a little space?
There we go.
I mean, there's always room for growth when you have time to step away from a piece. There's always room for to find new things with the character. I mean, we only ran for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So I'm sure if we ran longer or did a revival, I like that idea, Trey. If you're watching, let's revive it. Lauren, please. I'll come back, definitely. To find new things, because at first stab at it, at least for me, I can't speak for everyone, you're having to get over your own insecurities with approaching the piece and carrying the weight of telling that story, especially today, especially with all the things that are going on. It's so important. What it would be like, I would love to rediscover what it would be like without all the added weight of everything and just surrender to the piece more. I would love to surrender to the piece more without my own blocks.
Yeah. See, what about you guys?
Yeah, I agree. Everything.
I just would have loved to do it more.
But you guys talked at the same time.
What'd you say, Darius?
I was just saying, brother, that I just wish our run was longer, but the fact that we had a chance to do it was a blessing. It's not too many chances. I remember watching Tyrone, it's not too many chances, just all of us, in one space having the chance to do something so extravagant and so amazing and so powerful. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I just Raleigh. I just love North Carolina.
Oh yeah, and North Carolina loves you, my
They
friend.
love you. Julia Burney was so proud of you. She's like, I worked with him. I'm like, well, I worked with him too.
That's right. We claim him.
Stop.
I was like, I made him.
Well, funny story about Darius is that he had done Smokey Joe's Cafe with us a few years ago, and when we announced the show, Darius, I don't know if you remember this, but you sent me a video submission like 2 days later. Like it was a year away.
Yes.
Like it was like in August. We were getting ready to we were doing Scottsboro Boys in a year, and he was like, "Here's the video submission." I was like, "Oh, great! I'll just put a pin in this, and I'll." We'll see you in 6 months. But that just goes to show the tenacity and like how much you wanted to tell this story and play this role. I mean, so that was very cool. And you won it and you got it. It was like no question.
I remember Lauren was sitting next to me in that audition of yours, and I just gave you one adjustment, and I was like, the two of us were like, well, there it is. That's it. Pretty much. Tell everybody to go home.
Just send them home.
You tried to send me home when I still had to do more of the material.
Because I'm not real sure, but it seemed like it.
Well, and we felt that way about all of you guys. Jason, same thing. You came in, we were like, boom, there it is. That's who we want to be in a room with. Boom, he's got the energy. You were so fearless with the comedy and taking on the characters. And David, you too, even though you submitted a video, it was immediate. Like you and Jerry just had that. You've worked together before, so we knew that connection was going to be there, and it was a no-brainer. It was perfect.
And it was so funny because with Lauren and I, we were talking to the casting people, that the people were coming in and they were auditioning and they weren't like being in charge and being comical at all. They were just like doing the thing. I'm like, you guys are headlining. You're in charge of the job. You get to play a New York like Jewish lawyer. So come on, he's as big as like he should have a New York accent, and everyone was so calm. And then of course Jason walks in, I'm like, except for him.
Yeah. In charge.
That to this day is one of my favorite auditions. I still remember reading the cop scene that David actually had the lines in the show for. And I remember we got to the copacetic thing and I did something and the reader almost fell out of his seat. And I was like, no matter what, I know I've succeeded for myself today. So that's all.
Yeah, that was a success. Awesome. Check that one off.
That was definitely a success.
I love it. I'm going to bring Moses back in. Hi, Moses.
Hey, I'm back.
Mo.
Love y'all.
Did you hear me calling to you over YouTube?
I did. I was watching it, and I was like, why can't? And I was like, why am I not in the waiting room? I handled it.
Well, thank God you are now, because we wanted to see your beautiful face again. And I hope you were hearing everybody giving you so much, so many shout outs and love for the, the weight and the gravitas that you brought to the process.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful. Someone said it earlier. We don't get a chance as Black men to see many reflections of ourselves in theater. But when you get a chance to see it and it's soul work, it's work that, like Yolanda Rayburn had a comment talking about what the end of the show did to her soul. It's even that much more meaningful, not just to be on stage, but to do something that you know should impact lives. And then the audience at the end, it was amazing. So I want to thank all the guys who've been on, Aya and you, Lauren, and Jerry, for allowing me those 3 sessions. It was amazing for me.
Well, I mean,
amazing.
Yeah, no, it was such a big part of it for I think for all of us. And yes, you came to 3 different rehearsals, but you were ever present always. And there at opening night and through tech rehearsals and inspiring them to bring their own stories to this story, which I loved so much and talked so much about, just their individuality. And I think that really empowered everyone to be their best.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I never forgot, I haven't forgotten, David talked about growing up on the street or down the street or around the corner from where Emmett Till.
Yes.
And so that's part of the honesty that comes to the role. And, again, just to see men of color on stage telling this story, hands down, one of the best experiences of my life.
I love it so much. Well, I knew that I wanted you to be a part of this production in some way, and I'm just really glad that you were able to sign on and help us with that. How are you doing, sir? What's going on with you in these last few months besides just staying healthy and quarantining down? Are you working on any projects?
No, here's the thing. I'm resting. And I think those of us who are artists, we do so much that we very rarely rest mentally. We very rarely rest our souls. And so I'm taking a period just to rest, to eat, to enjoy my home, and to step away from the busyness. Can I give something that you know, Lauren, but the guys don't know?
Yeah.
The day of the very first rehearsal, Lauren and Charlie know this. The day of the very first rehearsal, I walked out of my job at NC State as the director of the African American Culture Center, and I resigned. I resigned at 9:26, and we have rehearsal at 4. And this is what I want to say, and it's being the director of the African American Culture Center. I walked out of my job, but I did not leave my calling, because my calling to still educate in terms of Black culture continued. And so I want to tell every single artist, our jobs are shut down, but not our callings. And so we still get a chance to make art. We still get a chance to rest, and we get a chance to figure out what this new normal is going to be. And that's why I say I cannot thank you enough, Lauren, and Jerry, for allowing me to be a part, because on the day when I needed it the most, for me, God confirmed your purpose is not in a position, it's in your calling. And so for all of us who are artists, we're slow right now, but the calling is still with us.
Absolutely. Yeah. That is beautiful. It's so well said. It's like faith, is not in bricks and mortar, it's in your heart. So our art is always in our heart, and we will, we're storing up. I love that you're taking this time, Moses, to rest and recuperate and be ready for the next piece of art that you're going to create, whether it's writing, acting, because you do all those things. That's really good advice. Sometimes I get so busy and just needing to be action oriented that I need to remind myself that very thing is just to rest, recuperate, and be ready for whatever's next. So true.
That's true.
Well, you guys, I don't want to say goodbye. This has been so fun. Maybe we should just do this every so often, and maybe we can just do it on Zoom. We don't have to invite an audience to come. We can just get together again and chat and tell stories and whatnot. But I am, yeah, okay, I know, I'm down. It could be a virtual cocktail hour. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Well, next Sunday, if you guys want to see some more of my shenanigans, I'm doing a Tony special on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. If you've seen it, it's called David Robbins' Unauthorized Tony Special. So follow my Facebook page or you on stage and check my goofiness and some Tony clips out.
Obsessed. We will definitely put that link up in the comments for sure.
Can I put one link up? Next Sunday is my birthday.
Yes, Dad.
Hey! Listen, I'm one of those people, I love my birthday. So when this pandemic thing happened, I was like, it'll be over before my birthday. And as it turns out, it's not. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to finding a new way to celebrate my birthday, because all I love to do on my birthday is to see my friends' faces. So maybe we can do a drive-through if y'all want to come up to the Dominican Republic on 181st Street. But I'm here. I'm just so happy to see y'all faces.
I know people are getting very creative around birthday celebrations for sure. I don't know if I'll be able to make it up to 181st Street or wherever you just said, but
are you busy?
Well, a little bit. It's just kind of fun to drive for a drive-by, but I would so be down for a virtual cocktail party. Yes, please, to see your face and to see all our mutual friends. That would be fun. I'm down. Tell us the day so we can shout out. What's your day?
May 31st, next Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's my brother's birthday too. May 31st. Okay, great.
Really?
Yeah, my older brother's birthday, May 31st.
Finally 40.
For 21, I can finally drink. I love it. Well, Jerry, happy birthday. I'm so glad you were born.
Thank you so much, Lauren Kennedy. I adore you. I have to say it out loud. I would say it in public.
We all do.
We do.
We all do.
Lauren. Thank you
And
so
thank
much.
you so much for all of the stuff that you gave us.
We
Oh my
love you,
gosh.
Lauren.
Well, I just love it so much and love you guys. And I feel like it's an honor to get to do what not only we get to do as a community, but what I get to do is bring amazing people into my theater space and trust them to do incredible work. And it's an amazing honor. And you guys have made me look good. So thank you.
Put the link up one more time, Lauren. The donation link. Put it up one more time.
One more time. Ready, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
Donate to Theater Raleigh if you like what you saw here tonight. Listen to these guys. They know what's up.
Come on.
Wait, I'm trying to get my finger in the right angle.
There are a lot of artistic directors who talk the talk. Lauren is actually doing it.
Yeah.
He is actually doing it.
Thank you, David. Well, please come back and work at Theater Raleigh again, David Robbins. Darius, you too, when you get off your big fancy show. Jason, Rath, please, you guys, I know you're all busy doing amazing things, but we would love to have you back. So anytime you can come back and work here.
Always.
Open arms. Same thing goes to you, Jerry Mack. Can't wait to have you back down to helm another ship. Scottsboro Boys Revival or another show. We're going to talk. And Moses, yeah, we'll see you soon too as well. I can't wait to have you on our stage, Moses. So you guys, thank you. This has been amazing. I'm so grateful for you. And I loved Scottsboro Boys so much. And you guys be safe and well. And we will see you all very, very soon. Okay?
Love you, nephew.
Good night. Love you guys.